My beloved child, I've been waiting to talk with you. Yes, you, the one reading or listening to these words right now. I want you to sense my presence all around you, wrapping you in a comforting, warm embrace. You might be wondering why this moment feels so sudden or so necessary, but I assure you, it's not accidental. I see your heart, your hopes, your fears. I've witnessed every tear you've cried and every sigh you've breathed out in the quiet of your room. There is nothing hidden from me, and I want you to feel safe, loved, and understood. I love you, and I'm always watching over you. It's crucial that you understand how enduring and powerful my love is. It doesn't weaken when you stumble, it doesn't fade when you doubt, and it doesn't disappear when you feel distant or undeserving. My love is constant, an unwavering force that seeks you out day after day. I stand here, arms open wide, not to criticize or judge, but to welcome you back to a place of warmth and belonging. Feel the security in these words, let them settle into your heart, and breathe in the peace I offer. To me, you are precious, created with a destiny that is uniquely yours. No one else can fulfill the mission I've placed deep within your soul. Your worth is not measured by your achievements, your looks, or your mistakes. It's intrinsic, woven into your very being. I look at you and see an irreplaceable treasure. Let these words remind you that you're not just a face in the crowd. You're someone I deliberately shaped with a purpose. Even when you fail to see your own potential, remember that I see it clearly, like a brilliant light shining in the darkness. I understand that you carry burdens right now, troubles that may weigh down your heart and keep you awake at night. You might feel overwhelmed by your responsibilities, your finances, or your relationships. Perhaps you're at a crossroads, uncertain of which direction to take, fearful that the next step might lead to disappointment. I see all these dilemmas that swirl in your mind. I'm aware of your hidden hurts and the masks you sometimes wear to seem strong. Know this, you don't have to face these struggles alone. My presence is your refuge, a shelter from the storms you face. When the weight of your life feels too heavy, I am here to help you carry it. You don't need to figure everything out on your own. You don't have to battle against your anxieties and fears in solitude. I have solutions prepared for you, even though they may not be visible to you now. Think of me as a guiding light, a lamp that will illuminate each step as you move forward. And if you ever feel you can't take another step, I will stand beside you, lending you strength, reminding you that nothing is impossible when you lean on me. I want to remind you that I am your shield, a protective barrier that guards your heart and mind from the things that seek to harm you. When you feel cornered by life's challenges, know that I am the wall standing between you and despair. Just as a fortress stands tall against the fiercest battles, so do I stand for you, preventing hopelessness from triumphing over your spirit. Troubles may come and difficult days may pass, but when your trust is anchored in me, no storm can dismantle the security you have in my love. In those moments when you feel so alone that it aches, remember that I am right here. Reach out to me through a quick prayer, a silent thought, a heartfelt plea, and trust that I will hear. You don't need to come with eloquent words or perfect timing. Simply come as you are, with your raw emotions and your unfiltered truths. I desire sincerity, not perfection. If your soul whispers, "Help me," I respond. If your heart cries, "I can't do this anymore," I will hold you. There is no moment too small for my attention, no concern too trivial for my care. I know that sometimes you may doubt my existence or question whether I truly care. You might look around at a world filled with suffering and wonder if my love can truly be real. My child, I see those thoughts too. I know you wrestle with your faith, and that is okay. I welcome your questions and your struggles. I would rather you ask and seek than pretend to believe out of fear. In your quiet confusion, let me guide you toward clarity. Let me show you that even in the midst of chaos, there is an enduring purpose and a plan. Let me talk to you about grace, my unending grace. It's the love that rushes in to fill the gaps when you feel you've fallen short. It's the forgiveness that covers your errors and wrongdoings. I know the times you've spoken harshly, the times you've acted selfishly, the regrets and guilt you harbor in secret. My grace isn't here to condemn you. It's here to free you, to lift the weight of shame from your shoulders. Let it transform your heart, soften your spirit, and give you hope that each day is a new opportunity to walk in love and integrity. So come talk to me. I am always listening. If you only knew the depth of my attention whenever your thoughts turn toward me, you would never feel ignored or overlooked again. Take just a few moments, even 2 precious minutes, to share your worries, your hopes, and even your smallest joys with me. Speak, and then listen. In the stillness of your soul, you may sense my guidance, an inner prompting, or a gentle reassurance. I will meet you right where you are. Let your fears unravel in my presence, and let my peaceful whisper calm the storms in your heart. Do not worry about the future, for I am already there. I go before you, paving a path that ultimately leads to hope and restoration. Although you might see only uncertainties, disappointments, or possible failures ahead, remember that I see the full picture. I am not limited by time or by human understanding. Trust that there are blessings woven into the tapestry of your life, waiting to be unveiled at the perfect moment. Meanwhile, rest in the assurance that I hold both your present and your future, and I will guide you through every unforeseen twist and turn. Why do you fear that you are not good enough? Why do you dwell on your mistakes, your regrets, or the times you didn't measure up to the expectations around you? Let me tell you something crucial. You are more than your past. You are evolving every day, learning, growing, becoming the person I already see within you. When you stumble, I do not condemn you. I extend my hand to help you rise again. Let me carry the burden of your imperfections, for in your weakness, my strength is showcased in the most beautiful way. When life seems like an endless maze of confusion, pause, breathe, and remember that I am the constant you can rely on. Let go of the demands of the world for a moment, the noise of social media, the pressure of deadlines, and allow yourself a time of quiet reflection. In that sacred pause, you will feel me. I whisper assurance into the spaces where you harbor doubt. I pour compassion into your wounds, and I plant seeds of hope where despair once grew. Even if you can't see the progress right now, trust that my spirit is always at work. I acknowledge the hurt you've endured, from broken friendships, betrayals, or the loss of loved ones. I understand the grief that lingers in your heart and the questions that remain unanswered. Why did this happen? Why couldn't it be different? Beloved, I weep with you when you weep, and I hold your tears as precious. In your pain, I offer comfort. In your heartache, I offer healing. I promise that none of your sorrows are wasted. They are chapters in your life's story that shape your empathy, your resilience, and your capacity to love more deeply than you ever thought possible. If you have been waiting for a miracle, remember that my timing is perfect. I do not delay out of neglect, but rather I orchestrate every detail so that the right doors open at the right time. Sometimes, what appears as a delay is actually a season of growth, a period where your character is refined. I am preparing you to receive the blessings I have designed for you. Until that moment comes, do not lose hope. Let me align your dreams with my purpose, ensuring that when the miracle arrives, it nurtures your soul rather than merely satisfies a want. There are moments when you may feel that life is unfair, when people who do wrong seem to prosper and the just seem overlooked. You may wonder, where is justice? My child, know that I see everything. My sense of righteousness far exceeds human standards. I ask you to trust in my divine balance. I never forget an act of kindness, a gesture of love, or a sincere word of encouragement offered in my name. Nor do I ignore cruelty or deception. Yet I deal with all things out of love and perfect wisdom. Justice delayed is not justice denied. Let your heart find peace in the knowledge that I am with you always. In the quiet morning hours, in the hustle of midday chaos, and in the stillness of midnight, my presence remains. You need not go through complicated rituals or climb lofty mountains to reach me. Just breathe, and you'll find I am as close as your next heartbeat. Feel me in the gentle breeze, see me in the sparkle of a star, and sense me in every act of kindness that crosses your path. My existence permeates every moment of your life, whether you realize it or not. You might question how I can love so freely, especially when you feel unworthy. Let me assure you that my love is not a transaction. It is a boundless gift, poured out for all who are willing to receive it. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to prove yourself worthy of it. It's yours, simply because you are my child. Let that realization be a balm to your conscience. Let it soothe the guilt, the shame, or the sense of inadequacy you might carry. When I see you, I see a soul worth loving, endlessly and unconditionally. What if I told you that your deepest desires, the ones aligned with good and truth, are a reflection of the dreams I have for you? Do you realize how profoundly I want your heart to be fulfilled? I am not trying to withhold joy or limit you with endless rules. Instead, I seek to protect you from harm and guide you toward choices that enrich your life. Remember, child, my commandments are not shackles. They are safeguards, designed to elevate your spirit. Trust that my paths, even when challenging, lead to growth, joy, and an alignment with a higher purpose. Now I want you to breathe and release every worry that clings to your mind. Imagine those worries as dark clouds drifting away from you, replaced by the serene light of my presence. In this moment, I want to plant hope in your heart. Let hope grow where doubt once thrived. Let it be a healing balm for your anxieties. Let it remind you that no matter how long you have to wait, no matter how winding the road might be, I am orchestrating a story that will reveal my goodness. Keep believing that the sun will rise after the darkest night. My child, open your heart to me completely. I desire a relationship with you that is based on honesty and authenticity, not religious rituals or forced obligations. Talk to me about the things you fear to confess to anyone else. Whisper your secrets, your flaws, and your regrets to me, knowing that I will not cast you aside. I am the great listener, ready to absorb your every tear and celebrate your every victory. There is no shame in my presence, only love that patiently waits for you to trust that my arms are wide enough to embrace all that you are. When the noise of the world becomes overwhelming, set aside just a moment to be still. In that stillness, you will feel my gentle voice guiding your thoughts, reminding you that you have a place in my grand design. The conflicts you see around you, the chaos, the disasters, none of these escape my notice. I remain the steadfast rock amidst any storm, and I invite you to anchor yourself in me. Let the gusts of life blow, let the waves roar. With me as your foundation, you will not be shaken. You will rise above adversity, stronger and more steadfast. Sometimes you may worry that your prayers go unanswered. You cry out, yet you hear nothing but silence. But remember, silence does not mean absence. I am always working, orchestrating events in the spiritual realm, aligning people and circumstances, and preparing your heart to receive the answers in my perfect timing. If ever you feel as though I do not hear you, remember that my ears are attuned to the slightest whisper of your soul. Keep persevering, hold on to faith, and know that my response will come, sometimes in ways that exceed your expectations, bringing you greater blessing than you imagined. I see how the anxieties of finances and career can weigh heavily on your heart. The need to provide, the desire to succeed, and the fear of failure, they can overshadow your joy. But let me assure you, I am your provider. All the resources in the universe are at my disposal, and I am neither limited by economic downturns nor market fluctuations. Place your trust in me, and I will open doors that seem locked. I will guide you toward opportunities that align with my plan for your life. If you trust me with the small, I will amaze you with the great. I also see the wounds you bear from relationships, those you've loved who hurt you, betrayed you, or left you feeling insignificant. I want to heal the fractures in your heart. Let me mend what was broken, and do not fear to love again. Forgiveness might seem impossible, yet with my grace it becomes a powerful key that unlocks your prison of bitterness. Let me show you that releasing anger is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous act of freedom. I long for you to experience true peace, the kind that seeps into every corner of your life. Look at yourself in the mirror and see what I see, a soul that is priceless. Stop scrutinizing every flaw, every perceived shortcoming, every sign of aging. I created you with intention and care. Every fiber of your being has significance. Every trait has purpose. Embrace the masterpiece that you are. Learn to value yourself not out of pride, but out of recognition that your worth is anchored in my love. When you begin to see yourself through my eyes, confidence emerges, not built on vanity, but on the deep assurance that you are profoundly and eternally loved. To those who feel unseen, forgotten by society, overlooked by those they admire, I see you. I see your sacrifices, the quiet acts of kindness you offer when no one is watching. I see the perseverance you show in your daily struggles, and I applaud your dedication. You are not invisible to me. Even the smallest gestures of love you extend to others reverberate in my heart. There is no deed too small to escape my notice. Stand tall in this truth. You have never lived a single day without my watchful eyes upon you, celebrating your efforts and consoling your pain. You may wonder why I allow trials to touch your life. It's not because I take pleasure in your struggles. Rather, I see the strength and wisdom that trials can develop in you. The difficulties refine your character, making you more compassionate and understanding. Each test, though painful, is also an opportunity for growth, a doorway to discover the depth of faith within you. I promise that with every hardship, I provide a way forward. In the end, these challenges become testimonies, stories you share that inspire others to see that with me, darkness can be transformed into light. My words are meant to uplift you, not to condemn. Yet I understand that guilt sometimes creeps into your heart. You might recall the times you turned away from me, the moments you knew what was right but chose what was easy or tempting. Listen carefully, beloved. I am not here to shame you, but to call you back to my side. No matter how far you've strayed, one sincere turn of your heart, one genuine plea for forgiveness, draws you instantly back into my embrace. I stand ready to restore you, reminding you that your worth was never lost. Let this serve as a gentle wake-up call, a reminder that you were not created to wander aimlessly. I designed you to flourish, to love, to create, and to be a beacon of goodness in a world that often forgets the power of kindness. My child, open your eyes and wake up to the potential that stirs within you. Release the fear of failure that holds you back. Embrace the possibilities that unfold when you move in tandem with my will. Together, we will conquer the obstacles, and you will see that even the darkest night yields to the promise of dawn. I urge you to step out in faith, even if that faith feels smaller than a seed. Your courageous acts, however small, invite my power to manifest in your life. When you decide to face your fears, to speak love instead of hate, to trust instead of doubt, you activate a spiritual principle that transforms your reality. Every time you say yes to me, yes to hope, yes to kindness, yes to belief, you open the door for miracles. Keep in mind that miracles are not always grand and dramatic. Sometimes they appear in the gentle shifts of your heart, healing you from within. Let go of any shame you carry because of your past. Let go of bitterness toward those who wronged you. Hand them to me and watch as I replace them with grace. Think of forgiveness as a gift you give yourself. By forgiving, you untether your soul from the chains that keep you bound to those negative experiences. And the same holds true for self-forgiveness. Stop punishing yourself for the mistakes you've already acknowledged. My mercy has no limit. My ability to restore is boundless. Every day is a fresh page waiting for you to write a new story with me. There is so much beauty in the world that reflects my nature. Sunrises that paint the sky, flowers that bloom against all odds, acts of compassion that spark change. Whenever you feel lost or overwhelmed, look for these small reflections of my presence. They are reminders that I am never far. Let these glimpses of beauty anchor your heart in gratitude. When you fixate on what is good, your perspective shifts from despair to hope. Keep your eyes and heart open for the daily wonders I place along your path, for they are messages of my devotion to you. When you find yourself surrounded by negativity or by people who doubt your worth, remember to come back to me. In my presence, your identity is not up for debate. You are cherished, you are enough, and you are part of a grand narrative that spans eternity. The world may try to label you with its judgments, unworthy, unqualified, or unimportant, but my label for you is beloved. Wear that label with confidence. Let it define your sense of self, so that no human opinion or circumstance can steal the joy that I long to see flourish within your spirit. I hear your silent pleas. God, do you really see what I'm going through? Do you care that I'm reaching my limit? My answer is yes, I see you and I care. I care enough to carry you when you cannot walk. I care enough to place people in your life who will encourage you, though you might not see them yet. I care enough to intervene in ways both obvious and hidden. Sometimes, you might not notice my hand at work until you look back later, realizing I was there all along, orchestrating the details for your good. Let my words sink in. I am preparing a breakthrough. It may not arrive in the form you expect. It might be a simple conversation that alters the trajectory of your life. It might be a change of circumstances that nudges you toward growth. It might even be the internal shift of realizing you are loved. Stay open to these possibilities. Anticipate that something wonderful is on the horizon, and keep hope alive in your heart. Faith is not about ignoring reality. It's about trusting that my reality is bigger and more enduring than any obstacle in your path. To the restless heart that yearns for answers, do not lose yourself in endless searching without ever pausing to hear my voice. Sometimes, the solutions you seek are nestled in the hush of patient waiting. Do not confuse my silence for inactivity. A seed sown takes time to grow beneath the surface before it breaks through into the light. Trust the process as I nurture and shape your destiny. Rest in my presence, and you will discover that patience is not a burden, but a gateway to deeper wisdom and clarity. Consider how I called you by name long before you even understood who I was. Let that sink in. I know you. I know your story, your culture, your dreams, your struggles, the intricacies that make you uniquely you. I delight in your individuality. You do not have to conform to what others deem acceptable to earn my favor. I shaped your mind, your talents, and your personality with deliberate care. Embrace the things that make you different. I do not ask you to be a copy of anyone else. I ask you to be the wonderful original I created. Your heart may be weighed down by sadness or despair, especially when you look at the suffering in this world. Yet I call you to be a light in dark places, a voice of compassion, a bearer of hope. When you serve someone in need, you are reflecting my love. When you comfort a neighbor in pain, you become my hands and feet. And as you do these things, you'll find that your own sorrow recedes, replaced by a sense of deep fulfillment. The best remedy for hopelessness is often to become an agent of hope for others. It's time to stand up and fully realize the strength I have placed within you. You might say, "But I'm weak, I'm anxious, I'm flawed." Let me remind you that I specialize in using imperfect vessels. I look for humble hearts, not the perfect ones. Through your vulnerabilities, my power shines even brighter. Take a step in faith, whether it's starting that new project, reaching out to someone who hurt you, or choosing to forgive yourself. With every step, you grow bolder, and my grace multiplies. Do not be afraid. I am here, and I will never forsake you. I want you to know that whenever you feel the urge to hide, to retreat from the world because of shame or fear, I stand at the door of your heart and gently knock. I long to enter into your hidden chambers where your heaviest secrets reside, not to condemn, but to heal. My mercy can brighten even the darkest corners, if only you'll let me in. Transparency in my presence leads to liberation, for you will see that my love is neither fragile nor conditional. It remains steadfast even under the weight of your most burdensome thoughts. Think of the times when you were at your lowest, when disappointment overshadowed every hope, when loneliness made you question your value, or when setbacks seemed to define you. You are still here, breathing, existing, growing. That is evidence of my sustaining grace. Each heartbeat is a testament to the resilience I've woven into your spirit. Learn from your struggles, but don't let them imprison you. Let them become a catalyst for transformation, a beacon that guides you toward understanding my unwavering commitment to your journey. I see how the world can pressure you to conform, to meet standards that feel impossible, to chase after fleeting pleasures or hollow achievements. But I invite you to a life of true fulfillment, one that isn't measured by society's applause, but by the quiet, lasting peace that resides in your soul. When you align your decisions with my wisdom, you will notice a profound sense of wholeness, a grounded sense of purpose that no external validation can replace. You will learn that real success is not about accumulating trophies, but about developing a heart that resonates with love and integrity. Stop for a moment and reflect on the blessings you already possess. A body that moves, a mind that thinks, a heart that feels, people who care for you, even if it's just one person. Gratitude is more than a polite thank you. It is a key that unlocks a grateful perspective. When your heart is grateful, it expands to receive even more. Recognize these small wonders, and you'll find that your soul grows richer. You'll experience less envy and more contentment, for you'll see that I have never left you without evidence of my concern for your well-being. You might compare yourself to others and think, "I'll never be that successful, that confident, or that holy." But comparison is a thief that steals the uniqueness I've placed within you. Rather than measure your worth by someone else's accomplishments, ask me to help you see the gifts I've bestowed upon you. I have crafted a plan that is tailor-made for you, not for anyone else. Set your eyes on the path I've laid before you and run your race with perseverance. In doing so, you will discover the incomparable joy of living in the rhythm of my specific call for you. In your moments of isolation, when you feel no one understands the depth of your pain, turn to me. Let your tears speak where words fail. I can interpret the language of your sobs, your sighs, and your silent pleas. My arms are open, ready to cradle you in comfort. Do not believe the lie that you must be strong on your own. Even the mightiest trees bend under strong winds, yet they are not uprooted because their roots go deep. Let your roots go deep into my love, so that no storm in life can ever fully uproot your spirit. You might worry about things slipping through your fingers, time, opportunities, relationships. Fret not, for I am the God who restores. Even broken moments can be redeemed and reshaped into something beautiful. Whatever you think is lost, place it into my hands. Trust me to work wonders with the fragments. When you let go of your tight grip on what you fear losing, you allow me to pour in newness, innovation, and unexpected pathways. Believe that I delight in blessing my children, and that includes you, no matter how many times you felt unworthy. Be patient with yourself. Spiritual growth, healing from trauma, learning to love unconditionally, these are gradual processes. It's okay to take small steps. Sometimes you might even step backward. Don't become discouraged. Remember the caterpillar that slowly transforms within the chrysalis. It seems restricted and confined, but that quiet season of transformation is necessary. When it finally emerges, it becomes a creature of flight, free and majestic. The same principle applies to you. What feels like stagnation can be the very environment that fosters your greatest metamorphosis. There is a message of hope I want you to hold on to today. Your story is not over. As long as you have breath, your narrative continues. Each day brings new opportunities for redemption, for growth, for unexpected blessings. Don't let your yesterdays dictate your tomorrows. Even if you feel you've wasted years, I can redeem time. I can accelerate progress in ways that defy logic. I can renew broken dreams, and I can birth new ones in places you assumed were barren. Look ahead with anticipation, for the pages yet to be written can hold wonders beyond your imagination. Let me encourage you, you are not alone in your quest for meaning, for love, for validation. Countless others share these struggles. It's part of the human journey. But remember, I designed you to be part of a divine exchange. My love for your trust, my peace for your turmoil, my strength for your weakness. Whenever you doubt your capacity to endure, tap into my limitless resources. Pray, speak my promises. Remind yourself that you are more resilient than you realize because I sustain you. In this, you'll find a glorious paradox. In surrendering to me, you discover true freedom. It pleases me when you confide in me about the simplest things, your small joys, your minor annoyances, your fleeting thoughts. This is how intimacy grows. You learn to recognize my voice, and I delight in hearing yours. Just like a caring friend, I want to share in every moment of your life. Bring me your daily worries about deadlines, your plans for tomorrow, or even the slight unease you feel about a conversation you had. Nothing is too mundane for my attention. Indeed, every piece of your story is interwoven with my greater plan for you. There may be days when your faith feels like a flickering candle in a raging storm. On those days, know that even the smallest spark of belief is precious to me. I hold my hands around that fragile flame to protect it from being extinguished. Doubt is not your enemy. It can lead you to questions that deepen your understanding. Embrace the questions, but keep your heart open for my answers. I am not threatened by your uncertainty. Rather, I invite it, because I know that once your doubt is met with truth, your faith will become unshakable. Beware of the voices that tell you you're too far gone, or you've sinned beyond redemption. Such voices seek to isolate you, to make you forget my boundless mercy. I never turn away a repentant heart. When you run to me, even in your darkest condition, I come to you like a father racing to embrace a lost child returning home. Let my forgiveness wash over you, breaking the chains of guilt and self-condemnation. There is nothing more powerful than a soul set free by the awareness of my unending grace. Let your heart remain tender, open to compassion. In a world hardened by cynicism, your empathy can be a reflection of my heart. Your tears for the hurting, your desire for justice, your willingness to lend a helping hand, these are not weaknesses but strengths that echo my character. Every act of compassion, no matter how small, sends ripples far beyond what you can see. It resonates in the heavens, stirring hope in ways you might never fully grasp. Don't underestimate the difference you can make in someone's life through one sincere, compassionate gesture. I want to speak to the one who feels inadequate, who believes they have little talent or influence. Remember the story of the widow's mite. She gave what she had, though it seemed small, and yet her act of faith was monumental in my eyes. In the same way, the little you think you have, a kind word, a heartfelt prayer, a small act of service, can become mighty when placed in my hands. I am not impressed by the magnitude of your resources, but by the sincerity of your heart. What you call little, I can turn into something wonderfully significant. In every season of your life, whether you are young and full of ambition, or you find yourself in later years reflecting on memories, recognize that I have a purpose for you. Do not let anyone convince you that your season disqualifies you from making a difference. The wisdom of age is priceless in my kingdom, just as the enthusiasm of youth brings fresh vision. Regardless of where you stand in life's timeline, I have work for you to do, a divine assignment that no one else can fulfill quite like you can. Embrace your current season, for it too is ordained by me. When you are tempted to numb your pain through unhealthy means, excessive habits, destructive relationships, or harmful substances, pause and remember that I am your ultimate solace. Those momentary fixes bring no lasting peace, only deeper emptiness. Let me fill the void with my presence, a presence that not only comforts, but transforms. Allow me to heal the root causes of your pain rather than just masking them. This healing journey might be gradual, but each step will bring genuine relief and a renewed sense of identity anchored in my love. Sometimes you may find it difficult to feel my presence, like a cloudy day when the sun is hidden but still shining above. Your emotions can be deceptive. They fluctuate, influenced by circumstances, hormones, or misunderstandings. But I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. My presence does not vanish when you are sad, confused, or angry. I am constant. Even if you do not feel me, trust that I am there, holding you in ways your senses cannot perceive. Cling to that faith when your heart is heavy, and watch how your spirit begins to steady itself in my unwavering care. I invite you to live with an attitude of expectancy. This means waking up each morning with the thought that something good is on its way, that breakthroughs are in motion, that the seeds you've planted will flourish. Expectancy is different from entitlement. It does not demand, but rather prepares the heart to receive with gratitude. It keeps you aware and hopeful, ready to seize the opportunities I bring forth. Cultivate this expectancy by reminding yourself of my promises. Speak them aloud. Write them down. Let them be the anchor that keeps you from drifting into despair. Whenever you wrestle with bitterness, let my words remind you that bitterness corrodes from the inside out. It seeps into your thoughts, tainting your relationships and your outlook on life. Release it, not just for the sake of the one who hurt you, but for your own freedom. Doing so doesn't mean you excuse wrongdoing, but that you entrust the matter to me. Let me handle the justice. Let me handle the correction. You, meanwhile, can live unburdened by the weight of resentment. In letting go, you create space in your heart for healing, joy, and deeper connection with me. I rejoice every time you choose kindness over judgment, honesty over deceit, and perseverance over giving up. These choices, though seemingly small, shape who you are becoming. Even when nobody else notices your integrity, I see it. I celebrate every victory of your spirit. Think of these moments as seeds that will eventually yield a bountiful harvest in your life. In due time, you will reap what you have sown: peace, joy, and a sense of profound fulfillment. Let this motivate you to continue on the path of righteousness, for it is a path that leads to lasting wholeness. I understand that circumstances can sometimes feel unfair, leaving you with a sense of injustice and frustration. But my ways are not confined to human systems of fairness. I can use every injustice, every betrayal, and every disappointment for your growth. I specialize in turning what was meant for harm into a stepping stone for your destiny. Trust in my ability to bring good out of the darkest situations. Your role is not to carry the bitterness, but to walk forward, trusting my plan to vindicate and restore. Let me handle the scales of justice that seem so unbalanced now. When guilt or regrets from the past resurface, remember that once you ask for my forgiveness, it is granted. Do not keep digging up what I have already buried under my grace. Continually replaying past mistakes only drains your energy and keeps you from moving forward. There is a reason why you cannot change yesterday, because you are meant to live in today. Use the lessons from your past, but do not let them imprison you. With every new dawn, I offer you a clean slate and fresh mercies tailored just for you. Embrace your vulnerability, for it is in your humanness that my divine strength becomes most evident. When you cling too tightly to the illusion of self-sufficiency, you block the flow of my power through you. Release the notion that you must be perfect before you can be used. I have always chosen the weak, the flawed, and the humble as instruments for my glory. Your reliance on me makes room for miracles. When you say, "I can't do this alone," you open the door to my limitless capability. Never underestimate the beauty and power that lie in a surrendered heart. Let us speak of joy, the quiet delight in knowing you are cherished by me. It is not fleeting like happiness, which depends on external conditions. Joy springs from the awareness that your life has meaning beyond what you can currently see. It is anchored in my unchanging nature, not in the transient events of the world. Nurture joy by cultivating gratitude. Reflect on the moments you've been spared disaster, the times help arrived unexpectedly, the kind words someone offered when you needed them most. These are not coincidences, but brushstrokes of my love across the canvas of your life. When you are tempted to envy what others have, be it their relationships, careers, or material possessions, pause to remember that I have curated a unique journey for you. Coveting what someone else possesses blinds you to the blessings in your own life. You miss the distinct gifts tailored to your growth and happiness. In your longing for someone else's story, you might forfeit the beauty of your own. Trust that I have not shortchanged you. Lean into the path I've set before you, and you will find that it leads to genuine fulfillment, not just a fleeting sense of satisfaction. Sometimes, you will need to distance yourself from certain people, situations, or environments that harm your soul. It may feel painful or even disloyal, but understand that part of protecting the treasure I placed within you means guarding your heart from continuous negativity or toxicity. This doesn't mean you stop loving those individuals, but that you set healthy boundaries out of respect for the destiny I've planned for you. Seek my wisdom in discerning when to stay, when to gently correct, and when to walk away for the sake of preserving peace in your mind and spirit. I appreciate when you come to me not just with requests, but also with a heart that is eager to learn. Ask me for wisdom, and I shall pour it out generously. When you face dilemmas, whether personal, professional, or moral, invite my guidance into the equation. My perspective is broader than the immediate data you have. I see the ripple effects of your choices, the future outcomes you cannot yet predict. By seeking my counsel, You acknowledge that you are part of a bigger design, one in which every decision matters. Let me teach you and watch how clarity unfolds. In moments of deep sorrow, when words fail and tears become your only language, let my comfort wrap around you. My spirit groans with you, interceding in ways you cannot comprehend. You do not have to remain stoic in hardship. Weep if you must. Grieve if you need to. Your emotions are part of the life I designed you to experience. However, do not despair. Sorrow may endure for a night, but joy, my joy, will come in the morning. Trust that each tear waters the seeds of something new, perhaps compassion, or the capacity to understand someone else's pain more deeply. As you move through this life, keep your spiritual eyes open for my daily messages. They might appear in a kind gesture from a stranger, a passage in a book that resonates with your current struggle, or a sudden sense of peace while walking in nature. I am not silent. I speak in myriad ways. The question is, are you listening? Are you taking time to reflect on the subtle cues I send your way? The more you tune your heart to my frequency, the more you will realize that I am constantly communicating my love, guidance, and reassurance to you. Let me remind you that peace is not found in the absence of conflict, but in my presence within you. The world will always have trouble and turmoil, but you can remain calm and centered when I fill your heart. My peace transcends your understanding because it's rooted in the eternal, not the shifting sands of temporary circumstances. Cling to me when anxiety threatens your sanity, and you will discover a deep calm that defies logic. It is this peace that will guard your heart and mind, enabling you to navigate chaos without losing your equilibrium. When you look ahead at your life's journey, it may appear uncertain or overwhelming. Remember, I am the lamp unto your feet, guiding you step by step. I rarely reveal the full map, but I illuminate the path just enough for you to progress in faith. This is by design, so you learn to rely on me rather than on your own predictions. Walk with me day by day and trust that with each footstep, you come closer to the destiny I've prepared for you. Sometimes, not seeing the entire road is my way of shielding you from fear of the unknown. If you are feeling guilty for not praying enough, reading enough, or doing enough to earn my favor, pause and remember that your relationship with me is not transactional. I do not measure your devotion with a tally of religious tasks. Though spiritual disciplines are beneficial for your growth, they are not prerequisites for my love. My love precedes them all. When you practice these disciplines, do so from a place of gratitude and a longing to draw near to me, not from fear or obligation. Genuine intimacy with me arises from sincere devotion, not forced routines. At times, I may lead you into uncomfortable situations that challenge your character or stretch your faith. You might question why I would place you in such a position, but consider gold, refined by fire, until it shines without impurities. Similarly, these trials refine the beauty of your spirit. They teach you perseverance, deepen your empathy, and strengthen your resolve to stand firm in what is right. Do not shy away from these tests. Instead, invite my help. Let me walk you through the fire and bring you out stronger, more radiant, and more fully prepared for the call I have on your life. Your life, with all its complexities and trials, is still a gift. Every breath you take is an opportunity to experience love, to grow, and to impact others for the better. Resist the temptation to wish away your days, longing for the next big thing or the resolution of your current problems. While you wait for the storms to pass, do not miss the subtle blessings right where you stand: a supportive friend, a timely word of encouragement, a moment of laughter that breaks the tension. In acknowledging these everyday blessings, you open your heart to my constant flow of grace. I know that sometimes you grapple with anger, directed at yourself, at others, or even at me. It's okay to acknowledge these emotions. They are part of your humanity. However, let your anger be a stepping stone toward deeper understanding, not a pit that traps you in bitterness. Vent to me if you must. Cry out your frustrations, and then allow me to illuminate the source of your pain. Often anger masks a deeper wound, fear, hurt, or unmet expectations. Let me heal those layers so you can find resolution rather than resentment. Keep your gaze forward, but don't forget to look back and see how far you've come. Remember the prayers I've answered, the doors I've opened, and the ways I've shown up unexpectedly in your life. These testimonies are the stones of remembrance that will strengthen your faith during trials. Write them down, share them with those you trust, and revisit them whenever you feel discouraged. Your life is a tapestry of my faithfulness. When you look upon it, you'll see that I have been weaving strands of mercy, protection, and provision into your story all along. I call you to awake from spiritual slumber, from the apathy that convinces you to settle for less than you were created for. It's time to rise up and live with purpose. Let your light shine in kindness and integrity, in compassion and humility. The world needs this now more than ever. In a time of confusion, you can be an emblem of clarity and truth. In a culture of division, you can bridge gaps with love and understanding. Do not be overwhelmed by the darkness you see. Instead, focus on the brilliance of my light that fills you, guiding your steps. Though you may stumble along the way, falling into old habits or mindsets, do not linger in self-condemnation. Get up and keep going. My grace picks you up, dusts you off, and whispers that you are still mine. I have never expected perfection, only a heart willing to keep trying, keep believing, and keep drawing closer to me. Resist the urge to label yourself a failure because of one misstep. In my kingdom, every fall can be a lesson, every setback a chance for a stronger comeback. Let this truth encourage you to persevere on your path. As I bring this message to a gentle close, remember that my love for you is the foundation upon which every other promise rests. I love you on your brightest day and in your darkest night. I love you in your confidence and in your doubt, in your success and in your failure. Let this love be the drumbeat of your life, a steady rhythm that assures you I am with you. Go forward with my peace and my blessing. May you find comfort in my presence, strength in my promise, and hope in the knowledge that I, your God, am always near. Before you go, let me emphasize once more. Wake up now before it's too late. This is not a call to panic, but a call to awareness. Life is fleeting, and your opportunities to love, to create, to serve, and to grow are finite in their earthly form. I do not want you to miss the abundant life I offer because you're asleep to your potential. Stir your soul from the numbness of routine. Dare to believe that your purpose is grander than any limitation placed upon you by others or by your own self-doubt. With every breath, you stand on the brink of a miracle if you let me work through you. I bless you with my peace and my unwavering presence. May you carry these words in your heart, allowing them to echo even after this moment. I look forward to the time you will sit with me again, sharing your every thought and leaning into my love. Yes, the world can be harsh, the days can be long, and the nights lonely. But never forget, I am here. I am in your tears and in your laughter, in your triumphs and your trials, in your achievements and your most humble prayers. I am the God who sees you, loves you, and calls you my own.